What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. One of the greatest experiences in gaming of my life, and I'm saying experience, but it was obviously multiple experiences over years, but has been the Halo experience. First on side by side couch co-op with my brother, and then later on online co-op. But Halo, and certainly 1, 2, 3, and the Halo Reach, some of the greatest video game experiences of all time. Halo, some of the best lore, and obviously there's books. It goes deep and hard. Giggity. And many people are fans of it. So when back in 2020, the sweet summer children we all were, when we heard they were doing a Halo TV show, that at Paramount they were going to tackle it, I was happy. I was like, finally, we'd seen some live action Halo. There's this, they did some trailers for the upcoming games that were good, and so it was like, good. Finally, we're gonna get Halo, and everyone that doesn't want to play the games or is not down with Xbox, they'll get to see the great Spartans and the Covenant and this zealot army against humans, and it's gonna be great. And then we started hearing news about the show, and it started off bad, and it only got worse. And these are not in any particular order, but just to show what brings us to the subject of, and you could obviously see it from the title of what's going on, that it didn't work out well for them. Yet another bit of, I wish they had listened to us to begin with. So amongst setting it in a separate timeline from the games, movies, and TV shows, or the games, movies, and books, thank God, and by movies I mean like the made for the games movies. Thank God they said it in their own silver timeline, because they ignored all the source material. And forgive me, bounding into comics is doing a weird thing with the Brave browser. But again, talking about, they didn't even look at or talk about the game. They just talked about the characters and the world. But you can't talk about that without talking about the game. They did something that was sacrosanct, obviously, and that was that they took off Halo Master Chief's mask as a Spartan. Yes, do Spartans take their helmets off? Yes, but even though it was supposed to be, a player character that you never saw, and it was supposed to be a stand-in for the character, Chief not taking his helmet off, and through body language and the beautiful voice acting, Stephen Acting Downs, that became the character. And so immediately we knew this was BS too, because while Pablo Schreiber always tries throughout the years now, because it's 2024 finally that this is all ending, basically said that they didn't know how to do the show without showing his face, even though plenty of ones, the Judge Dredd's, the Mandalorian, at least in season 1 and 2, you can convey emotion with body language. You don't have to show your face. And it immediately started failing. You see this in 2022. That was the first season, Paramount. And it's important, Paramount here, that, remember, Paramount also had the Taylorverse, Taylor Sheridan, and, Tulsa King, Merrick Kingstown, all the Yellowstones. That was very popular. But what else did Paramount have? That's right, Kurtzman Trek, Star Trek Discovery, all the things have been losing money. Star Wars, or Star Trek New World, Brave New World, that's been losing money. So even if the Sheridan verse in Paramount is good, right? This Halo and Star Trek under Kurtzman have been wrecking it. And again, they did the fan thing where they attacked. If you don't agree with the helmet coming off in the show, you don't like our show. And that was a big collective. Yeah, that's what we're saying. We don't like the show. We don't like the Halo, the helmet coming off. We don't like your armor coming off. We don't like you having sex with enemy combatants. We don't like with there being a human member of the Covenant. 2 seasons of this show called Halo, and we never actually landed on a goddamn Halo. And and even though maybe he started to come around, it did not bode well. And this all brings us to the rumblings that we'd been hearing for a while of Skydance buying Paramount, or at least merging, and for all intent and purposes buying it. And we saw that they had come to a tentative agreement July 2nd, and then just not even a week later, Paramount, the top media empire behind CBS and Top Gun, agrees to merge with Skydance. And then just here we are, not 2 weeks later or so, Halo canceled after 2 seasons at Paramount Plus. Can't come quicker, can't come to better news. So here we go. We're choosing Hollywood Reporter here to actually read their bit on it real quickly. Is canceled finally. I laughed here. The show's producers will look for a new home for the adaptation of the video game franchise. Good luck. Good luck. Master Chief has fought his last battle at Paramount. The streamer has canceled the video game adaptation Halo after 2 seasons. The series based on the Xbox, and it's not based on the Xbox franchise. It's very loosely took some things that looked and sounded like, but it's not actually based. As you can see, they didn't even really go into the lore. Thank God. And here's their gross here. We are extremely proud of this ambitious series and would like to thank our partners at Xbox, 343 Industries, which fucking shame on you, and Amblin Television, along with showrunner and executive producer David Weiner. Laugh at him. His fellow executive producers and the entire cast, who should also be ashamed, led by Pablo Schreiber, Master Chief, and the amazing crew. No, all should be ashamed. And the people that saying you like the show, look, I'm glad you enjoyed it. All I'm saying is that was a gross mischaracterization and a misgross of it. It was not done right. That is not the Halo that the world should have seen, especially the people's like, that's the Halo that you guys all loved growing up. No, you didn't get into any of the ideology of the Covenant and the unending war and the fact that they saw humans as demons and all of that. And probably because all of those stories would offend people that you don't want to offend. We heard even Marty O'Donnell, the previous person who scored the games, talking about they were afraid to offend Muslim populations because, spoiler, that can also be a zealotrous. I mean, all religions can be zealotrous, but yeah, Islam has a real fun history of being, especially with the U.S. suicide bomber things that the Covenant would do and the grunts and all that. There was a lot of comparisons. And to accurately do a lot of those comparisons would draw real world comparisons that I guess they just didn't want to do. So they ended up doing nothing. And this series ended up being a bunch of boo-boo, bee-boo feelings in hallways, CW, and not even well done feelings in hallways. And so, yeah, didn't even get Cortana until the second season, done badly. Never really got Master Chief. Spartans with feelings, out of their costumes, birds and cats talking, flying upside down. Yeah, the whole thing fell apart, and thank God it did, because
what the hell is even that?
Is the entire thing I was thinking every time I would watch one of those episodes. So please, and it wasn't even like Acolyte, where it was so bad you could laugh at it. It was just bad and painful. And so, yeah, very, very happy that this is gone. I urge anyone, especially you PlayStation owners now, that Halo is finally making its way. The Master Chief Collection, I believe, is finally making its way to PlayStation. Please drop all that dumb Xbox versus PlayStation shit and just play that series and experience the greatness that is Master Chief and Cortana's journey. Sergeant Johnson, the Arbiter. David Keith is the Arbiter. Oh, when you play those games, when you hear the music, it's like dun 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 dun, then you will understand why people who played those games and then watched this show got so upset. Anyway, be sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you.
Well, bye.